Funhouse active, king of the palace, rubber like Malcolm, balled up fist in the air to the flashlight, yeah, hands up in the air till they gun me down. I keep it 100, they crunching the numbers, I'm bringing out. Young nigga got a fetish for success. If I ain't next, and I just leave impression. Next to rain on the window pane, puffin' plain Jane. Let them second guess me, wanna cop the Porsche with the pores in the skin. Grip the wheels, let the horses just spin. Why they trash, the chore on my list. Out of this orbit, I soar with the pen. I'm eating good, Miss Caloric as shit. I sipped the potion and poured it. I on the tide when she poured it. Opportunity, knock at the door, then I grin. They rush for the doors, and they open like bliss. Pin stroke, game cold as the fridge. Sound wave for like more than...
Whenever they feel might have to. Oh, damn. Hey, you know you can introduce the show after somebody finishes the thought.
Yeah, but like
But see, he wanted to disrespect you because he didn't like what you said about July.
Okay.
That's what it is.
But you got to think there's an intro before we start. So when the intro go off, it transitions automatically to us.
Bro, yeah, it can be us. It can be us going back and forth. Yeah.
Right, but nobody knows. It's just weird. Then it is sometimes it's just audio.
I've heard it on podcasts where they just start and boys is just already.
Yep, you know, they already into it, and then at the end they'll say, "Hey,
they introduce the show like, no, this is so.
Yep.
Well, as y'all can hear, we're already going.
Yes, sir.
We always have previous conversations before the show come on, and I always try to cut us off before it starts so we can get introduced. But again, welcome to the Epic Podcast, episode 9. Man, we had 9 already. Very quick.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Interesting week this past week, man. I got my man Justin with me. Got Jared with me. We missing Ike, man. He's having some trouble with his hands, so wish him a speedy.
Too much of that stuff, man.
I don't know what it is. Nah, I don't know if he wants me disclosing his business publicly, but
no,
I ain't gonna do that. But he just having trouble with his hand right now. So hopefully we have him back next week or later on in the show. I don't know. I just know I talked to him yesterday and his hands was hurting. So hopefully he feels better super soon. But what we were talking about as the show intro was number one receivers. We're gonna start it off with this. We was talking about run games and why people don't run, and I was talking about Jared brought up the Colts, and we was talking about the Colts and why people were stacking the box on us, and it was because we don't have good receivers, which I agree. We do not have good receivers, even though
good enough receivers.
Good enough. Okay, good enough.
I don't want to take everything away from the guys because one, I haven't watched a whole lot of them just to be like, so I would say good enough.
I feel like I feel like
that.
I mean, it depends on, like I said, everybody has a different definition of a number one. So right. What makes somebody a number one?
And it's a thin line. I'm more of the factual and statistical type. So I don't know if I got the full answer for that, but I feel like as a football connoisseur, we can kind of put the eye test together with the numbers and the production and be able to call out, who's a legitimate number one.
So do we consider a legitimate number one somebody who has a consecutive 1,000-yard seasons?
Not necessarily.
With what, double-digit touchdowns? I'm trying to understand. So for me, so when we have
it's
this
a
argument,
it's a combination of it all, Vernon. It's a combination. Double-digit touchdowns plus 1,500 yards, back-to-back seasons. Throw it up, you don't get it. Big plays.
Because some people are deep threats that don't get a lot of targets, and
no, that's true. I mean, there's different types of wide receivers. So like I said, I definitely won't want to. Most of the time, I feel like I have a solid answer. I don't want to act like my word is law. I'm still kind of thinking of it on the fly.
But you're looking for it. You're looking for a finite answer, and there's no finite answer.
Not a finite answer. But to each person, like us, we all have our own definition of what a number one is, or you know what I mean. Like maybe it is statistical. Maybe Justin is it's not statistical with you. Maybe it's an eye test. I know you're an eye test person. What you see on the field
it's
can
the
determine
combo.
that.
Yeah, it's a combination.
Like some people are stats. Some people say,
production.
It's the pure production.
Perfect example. Jamar Chase finished with just barely over 1,000 yards, so he didn't blow it out. Granted, he missed 4 games, but real football guys know, like, what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But with him not being in the league that long, I guess you just automatically just tag him as a number 1 because he's had a great season before.
Well, you tag him at number 1 because he's shown that he's a number 1. I mean, the reality is Jamar Chase is one of those guys like a Justin Jefferson or a Diggs where one-on-one coverage you're not covered.
He's gonna win.
Okay. They're gonna win 9 times out of 10 in those situations. That's part of being a number 1. Like when you part of the reason why some teams don't have a 1 because they don't have guys who can win on the outside. That's the problem. When you don't have those guys. You know, like kind of what we were talking about earlier. It's like there's some guys who have some numbers where you'd be like, oh, but look at the numbers. But I would literally back it up with the tape and saying this is why they're not a number 1 though.
Right. Do quarterbacks come into play then also?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, because it's a dependent position, so
but that goes both ways.
You can't really gauge somebody's ability if they're not getting them the ball.
But that's not true. Legitimate number 1s excel. DeAndre Hopkins, some guys like that who played with some of the worst quarterbacks don't look like that. He didn't have Deshaun Watson his whole career.
Whole career, that's facts.
Like
AJ
do your
Green
research.
AJ Green, Andy Dalton.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying.
There's some guys who didn't play with 1s. Like quarterback wise,
regardless who's quarterback. Terry McLaurin, like you know what I'm saying. Like there's guys that you know that's gonna get it regardless.
Like not saying Terry McLaurin since he's come
great.
No, he's legit. No, bro. No, don't slide him. My man is a 1. He's legit.
Exactly.
Terry McLaurin.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm
saying because Jared, I know what my man Jay does is when it's like an Ohio State or a Cincy guy, he kind of takes it easy because he don't want people to think he's being biased, and it's not. And
I'll take that.
You do.
Somebody saying that I'm, you know.
No, but you do, and I get you, but sometimes you just get a credit, bro. He's played with bums, and year in year out since he's been in the league, my man produces. So period. He's nice. He's nice with it.
So that's all I was saying. It's like if anything, I was basically how it started is we were talking about the Colts and you know how the running game has struggled this year. And I'm just like, man, if you ain't got no outside threats and you ain't got nothing going in the passing game, that's gonna affect your running game.
Yep,
absolutely.
And we
have the greatest running back ever, and then he missed some games, so rhythm factors into that, and that's just really what you know their situation is. The Ravens is another good example, bro. When are you gonna get a top-notch receiver?
Yep.
You guys, the Ravens would probably have multiple Super Bowls had they just got, you know, had they had their Devontae Adams or their Stephon Diggs or
that's it.
But you know how many teams can say that? First off, how many of those guys is out there?
That's what we're talking about.
Like
Aaron Rodgers would have more than one if he could put another, if they would put somebody else out there with Devontae Adams all these years. Now he's gone.
Yep.
And, you know, Christian Watson and goddamn Alan Lazard. Alan is his first name. But, you know,
yeah. Romeo Dobbs, like, come on, y'all. Like, come on.
Just draft a wide receiver.
Yeah, or go get one.
Yeah,
because that's just the reality. Like you said, it's too many. Like Baltimore is one of those teams where I say, man, look in your division. Since he didn't quote unquote need Chase, they have Boyd and Higgins.
Yeah,
but guess what? They knew that he had the potential to be elite and really change their offense. And guess what? That paid off, and they've been to a Super Bowl. Yep. Baltimore ain't even sniffed that. You know what I mean? Like
teams that are just one player away from being extraordinary.
Yep.
And I cannot understand for the life of me why teams won't just go get that. I mean, if you're the Packers last year, this is last year. I'm not even talking about this year. This is when Devontae Adams was still there. I am literally blowing up Odell Beckham.
Yep,
to play alongside Devontae Adams.
Yep,
but
you will win a Super Bowl.
But you also look at. You got to look at. I mean, there's again like when there's so much to come into play. Not only, especially with let's just stick with Green Bay. First off, Green Bay don't have a owner. They have an owner group. So then, you know what I mean? Like, so their decisions are different. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
man, if you can draft players, you could sign some. Like,
no, I agree. But then you got the cat and like how much people want. Who wants to go to Green Bay? Like, you know what I mean? That's another thing too. Like,
tons of people to play with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
to play with Rodgers. Yeah.
Okay.
Because football different than basketball when it comes to that, bro. They'll go play with a quarterback.
But you're not playing in the elements, though.
It don't matter.
People play for the Giants, and I mean, you go get your money. People play for the not necessarily wide receivers, but people play with Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's cold up there too. No, I'm talking about in
New England.
In New England.
Who? Only one. Who? Randy Moss and who else?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm just saying, but it was one receiver for 1 year. Who else in that went up there to play with? No, I'm just saying.
There were guys there, bro. You don't think people wanted to go to New England? So they just won all those Super Bowls and nobody wanted to play there.
Hear me out. We're talking about. First off, it was scheme and defense. Let's keep it 100 and some good kicks and some good kicks. But
I'm not getting it. I'm not touching that, bro.
Edelman a number one?
No. But again.
Okay, wait a minute.
Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you this real quick. Yeah. Hold on, Jay. Let me ask him this.
Go ahead.
Now, maybe y'all were talking about this. At least me, I'm not saying you have to have an elite number one to win. I'm saying that an elite number one comes into play when you talk about certain aspects of your game being great, like your run game and things like that. It helps to open those things up.
Exactly. If you don't need one, you don't need one.
Don't need one.
If you need one, go get one.
Yeah, and like you said, New England's scheme didn't necessarily.
That's what I'm saying. So, but
hold on.
I was just trying to debunk the Brady conversation.
But think about this though, Vernon, for real, bro. On that is, they may not have needed him but you also remember they had Gronk and Hernandez. They put tight ends out there, or they had the Edelman and all those guys. But think about where that offense went when they got an elite guy. What did that offense look like when they finally got a Randy Moss? Like, I mean, literally, they really should have been undefeated on the year. You know what I mean? So
like, didn't get the witness. I feel cheated. Still feel cheated by that. And to top it off, the game was here. Wasn't that the undefeated season when the game? No.
Yeah, it was. That was here? No, the Super Bowl was here. Yeah, it was. Because I remember, because the Giants beat them, and they was talking about the Manning brothers.
But you remember they beat them twice, though.
I think that was twice. No, that was the first. Yeah, that was your say. That wasn't that time.
Yeah. No, I think they had played. Yeah, he had.
Yeah, I was just saying, you forget it was twice that
I forgot he did beat you twice.
Yep.
Eli got both of his rings off Brady.
Yeah, that was the 07 Patriots. So, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. It's so many factors to go into it. Mm-hmm. Like, I think somebody like Odell, who's this type of celebrity he is, to go play in Green Bay, I just don't think that's something he wanted to do. LA
is it just for the cold? Because I mean, he flirted with Minnesota too.
But again, like when do you see the top guys outside? I mean, even when there's somebody elite there, like who runs to go play with Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers been in the league a long time. But outside of having Devontae,
the league is
nobody's never
drafted, bro. Because NFL teams rarely let go of their legitimate number ones. Like,
and when they are on
going nowhere.
I'm saying they ain't
going nowhere.
Yeah, like, they've had Greg Jennings and Donald Driver. Like, they've had guys, Michael Finley. They've had it, but you got to, like, for me, when it comes to
a lot of those teams, small market team, and I say Green Bay small market because of where they're located, not necessarily.
Yeah.
When those small market teams, you got to draft guys. If you don't draft them, the chances of you going and literally grabbing somebody, unless they're on the, I don't want to say the tail end, but they've already made their money, and now they like trying to get with an elite quarterback to try to get over that hump to win that Super Bowl, like. You're not snatching nobody in their early 20s.
Why would the Colts not trade for AJ Brown?
Because
you see what he's done to the Eagles.
Yes. My thing though, first off, Titans ain't gonna trade him in the division.
Well, that's real.
But this is how they think. This is how they think. Like,
why
am I gonna
trade in division?
Go see him twice?
Yeah. They're not gonna do it. Yeah, they're not gonna do in division. But let me ask you this though, because when you talk about that, I don't think it's the fact that guys don't want to play there. Think about it like this. Those years, especially recently in Green Bay, it's not that guys didn't want to go there. Green Bay spent all their money on their defense. Yeah. So they didn't have the money to actually pay an Odell what they wanted to come
and that's why I said that's another factor of it too. Like, you got to think about like what is Odell asking for?
Yeah,
you know
like I don't think it's a matter of like guys not wanting to play there. I think obviously scheme matters to receivers. Right, they want to know they're going to get, the ball, but I think it has to do with teams. Like, think about it. Lamar ain't got a contract, but they just gave Roquan Smith $100 million.
But you got, and it's like I think
so you're paying defenders. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
You pay Humphrey, you pay Peters, you paying all these guys on defense, but you're not doing nothing on the offensive side of the ball.
And see, and I think a lot of times
That's crazy.
I think a lot of times
it's nuts.
I don't understand it.
Teams think about like, okay, like especially the skill position, and quarterback is slowly but surely turned into a skill position. Just with the way they run and just what quarterbacks have to do. Well, I ain't gonna say have to do, but just do nowadays. But I agree with you. Like, I think, like I said, I've been saying this about the whole Lamar situation for a long time. Like, I think he wants more than they're willing to give.
100%.
You're right. That's what I think it is.
You were right when you said that, because I think when you made that comment, I said you're not wrong, but the issue comes. What do you do?
Always guaranteed.
What do you do? Because what you're gonna end up doing is franchise tagging him once, and then you're gonna franchise tag him again. Well, guess what? Lamar's not tripping because you just gave him $100 million in 2 years.
Right.
Because that's literally what it's gonna end up panning out. It's gonna be $100 million in 2.
Yep.
And guess what? He at that time you can't franchise him again, and he's only gonna be 27, 28.
And he's gonna leave.
and
he's gonna get whatever the market is then.
Yep.
That goes back to.
And if y'all got winning, and just imagine, my fault.
No, you good. Go ahead.
If you just imagine if y'all keep winning 10 games a year, you're never gonna be at the top of the
Super Bowl
or Super Bowl. I'm just
over.
saying you're not gonna be at the top. You're not gonna be at the top of the draft. See, that's what's been happening with the Colts.
Colts, yeah.
The Colts.
You've never been
we've
bad
never
enough.
We've never been bad enough to reach top 10, and we've been too good. You know what I mean? To
and y'all used to draft incredible too. I don't know what happened.
And that's why I was saying,
I was happy.
I was happy when they didn't get rid of Bob. I was happy when they didn't get rid of Chris Ballard.
Because Chris,
but that was back in the
like crazy.
But you know what? When they cut Peyton Manning and we had that losing year before we drafted Andrew Luck, they cleaned house. They got rid of Tom Moore. They got rid of who was the dude who was our GM. He been around for forever.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Bill Polian. They clean house. They clean house. And granted, they brought in, they ended up bringing in old boy who's there now, which
can
he
I ask you this?
hasn't done bad, but it's just when you hit that reset button, it's tough.
Can I ask you a question on that? And I'm not being funny when I ask it. Does Polian really deserve all that credit? Or is it the fact that maybe it wasn't the fact that they cleared house there, that they lose scouts? See, because people forget it's the scouts who go out and look at the talent.
Yeah.
It's the scouts who are going and putting these players.
But usually a lot of GMs bring their own scouts too. So
and that's what I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But if they lost the scouts, maybe it was more so the scouts being gone than Polian being gone. Could have been. Because like you said, if they come with the GM, they probably left too. You know what I mean?
Because like a lot of people scouts and left and been GM. So like the Bills, one of their scouts left and was actually went to be the GM. I think for the Giants. They took the Giants GM job, which now they making moves and stuff like that too. So like I said, I'm glad that they didn't get rid of Chris Ballard because I don't think he did a bad job drafting, but I just think the position he's been in. It's like
you're giving him excuses. Okay, so what excuse are you going to give him? And I'm going to break it down to two simple things. For what he's done at the quarterback position and refusing to go get another receiver. Two obvious needs that he's needed.
Okay, so he drafted. Let's look at all the receivers he done drafted.
No. Don't tell me the Alec Pierce, the Paris can't
I'm not.
You have to go get a receiver, and neither one of them is going to satisfy that.
Okay, so we're again. We just laid it out. Who wants to come to Indianapolis?
You ain't got a choice
without a franchise quarterback.
Everybody wants to go to what, LA then?
No, I'm just talking about without a franchise quarterback.
You had this issue with Luck. What do you mean?
Bro, but we was winning. We didn't have a losing record with Luck.
But I mean, you didn't get over the hump though. So like,
but we was making the playoffs at least. We was in the fight.
Not every year Luck was here.
Bro, outside of the first year, bro, the other 3 years he was here, we made the playoffs. Outside of him being hurt, I think that 1 year he was hurt. But when he played through the season, we made the playoffs, bro.
I mean, y'all were playing well, but it still comes back to
Like,
how am I sitting on the couch and can recognize somebody's needs and their franchise can't?
And then you get to a point where he abruptly retires. It ain't like it was something that you could foresee.
Crazy.
But why you think that is?
Right.
Why got up out of here doing the game, bro. I was watching the preseason game.
Straight up.
He said, "I'm out."
But then you had the problem at that time was the offensive line, so you had to address that because that was like the glaring problem at that time when you had Andrew Luck, is that we couldn't protect him.
But it was the issue before Luck. Again, like I said, you give him a pass, you know when this stuff is coming about. Like, let's just be real. You don't all of a sudden have a terrible offensive line, bro.
No,
like,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you just all of a sudden just have a terrible offensive line. What I'm saying is that it's like, all right, you got your quarterback, you got to start somewhere. Like when you literally hit the reset button after you get rid of Peyton Manning and you clean house, you gotta that new regime has to start somewhere. And Andrew Luck was just the start, and then you got to continue to build. We didn't get to that point because hold on. You can't get to that point because when you were literally building that team around somebody who retires.
But here's the key.
I will give you something.
Because that next you got Nelson that year
or max out too early. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that's not going to be the issue with the Bengals. But I've seen it. LeBron has had a few years where they just like his first few years in Cleveland, like just suck a little bit so you can build a team. Like the Warriors, for example. Like you see how they didn't just take off immediately. They were able to have some slow seasons so they can get some good draft picks, dump some salary, whatever, to get where they're at. So I get that. But still, at the end of the day, as far as how this conversation started, you gotta address your needs as an organization. It's like if you don't do that, and I can name probably 5 to 10 teams that are just have one blaring misfit or lack thereof of something.
And I wish ours was just one.
It damn near could possibly be.
It's quarterback. It's left tackle, which is on offense is number 2 behind
real quick. But I'll give Ballard the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because whenever you have a good defense, solid defense, which the Colts have, whenever you have a dynamic run game, which the Colts had, you would think that if I can get a quarterback in here that's seen some accolades, has got some experience, knows not to do dumb shit, then you probably could get away with putting a Matt Ryan in there. In most situations, you should have been able to do that. But why they aren't able to do that?
So when Phillip Rivers came, playoffs, we won 10 games. Like 1 year.
Decent season.
But again, you talking about guys who are I've never liked Matt Ryan, but you're talking about guys who came in after their prime. After their prime, bro. So you're not even talking about neither one of them are in a position to carry a team, which is what they were looked to do. Why? Because you still didn't have dominance coming on the outside. I mean, that's just what it is. You have to have all those other things in place when you don't have a Patrick Mahomes, when you don't have the Aaron Rodgers and the Josh Allens. Like when you don't have that guy, you better make sure everything else is in place.
Yeah, and I agree. But when you done use a first-round pick on 3 receivers, first and second-round picks on receivers the past 3 years, and none of them pan out.
Campbell wasn't no legitimate number one. I could have told
you. We
ain't
talking about number one. We just talking about he can't stay on the field, so we don't really know what he is. I'm just saying.
But you gotta be able to evaluate talent and be able to identify what.
Maybe he's just good at. Maybe he's just good at drafting certain areas.
But again, you're giving him a pass. He hasn't he gets this pass because he drafted Quentin Nelson. Bro, Quentin Nelson was a no-brainer.
Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith. He
drafted no-brainers.
Darius. I'm just saying.
Darius, I'll give him credit for.
Darius Leonard. Kenny Moore. The trade for Buckner. Like Grover Stewart, who's one of the top details. I'm just saying, it's not been like we've just had this garbage team, and y'all saying it yourself. It's not like we had a garbage team, and you're saying we're just 1 or 2 pieces away. Then this is his team that he built.
But I'm
nobody's
saying
there is original.
You're not 1 or 2 paces away for 1 year, bro. This has been through his tenure. So what I'm saying is he's probably maximized as well. Just like Frank Wright maximized what he can do with the organization, the GM, guess what? They can maximize what he may not be able to get them to where they need to go. So keeping him, how does that help to solve your problem?
So I think, and this is the only reason why I say I'm glad they didn't get rid of him this year, because first off, now you have a top 5 pick. So now whoever you draft at quarterback, and there's enough. Like there's 5. That's
not gonna solve your problem, but go ahead.
Okay, but now everybody in the world is saying you gotta have a quarterback. Forget receivers.
Man, if y'all could have got a Garrett Wilson
quarterback,
or
it doesn't matter.
Jameson Williams or
everybody gets a receiver.
a
quarterback.
Yeah.
Everybody has a quarterback before you get receivers. So you gotta get a quarterback. I'm just saying, like before you name a team that's
not necessarily.
Name a team that's won with receivers that doesn't have a quarterback.
The Jets did well with sad ass goddamn Wilson playing quarterback.
Yep. If they make the playoffs,
if they were to get a CJ Stroud, the Jets will be up.
Yep.
I'm just hear me out. If they make the
Saints, if you draft a kid that can go off at the quarterback position, they already got pieces.
Right, but that's what I'm. But again, these teams are not winning without a quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Like, what team takes off before they have a quarterback?
No, you just said that you can't put the receivers in place for the quarterback.
Yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying. But none of them teams are winning teams. That's what I'm saying.
But that didn't mean that you can't put the receiver before the quarterback. Like, that's all we're saying.
I'm just saying it doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
What we're trying to say is you can plug in a quarterback into a situation and it be nice. It works. That's what we're trying to say.
Okay, so we're saying that so you're saying that with the Jets, I think they'll be okay with Mike White, because I mean he showed you play. He's just
they're gonna go get a guy. I already heard the rumors. Oh, they already said, like, I've heard the rumors. Jets are they're going after Lamar, they're going after Derek Carr, and they're going after Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason.
Derek Carr.
I would take that.
You'll take Derek Carr?
All 3 are upgrades. I mean,
Wait a minute.
Depending on what the money look like, I would be suffice with Derek Carr for a year or two. I'll give him a chance. I mean, it's not like it's Andy.
He's
Dalton
not great, but he ain't terrible.
Yeah,
I mean.
Okay, so what was his problem in Las Vegas?
Josh McDaniels can't coach, bro. Come on,
I heard that.
He can't coach.
I heard that.
So I don't.
Which is crazy because he's an offensive
But you know how that works sometimes, bro. Like, some people just can't, like, it just don't work for them when they have to have everything on their plate. When they can scheme and just scheme, they good. Yeah. But when they got to do others,
I notice a lot of coaches, particularly on the college level, are stepping back from calling plays. Yep. Maybe that's something that he probably should look into doing, getting him a solid right hand man to call the play so he can spread himself out. You know. Yep. Because I think that would be good for the Bengals, like, because there's no reason why we should be getting a penalty on every single fucking punt. I don't know if y'all we get a flag on. How do you hold on a fair catch? Why? It's a fair catch. Why are you holding? Stuff like that. Like, but our head coach calls plays, so that takes that discipline, that shifts that focus, a little bit more to the offensive side of the ball. Whereas there's still other aspects of the game that you have to. You still have defense. You still have special teams.
Yep. Vernon, resend the link to Ike real quick.
He just sent me a picture talking about what he see. So I just told him we just seen him. Like, he
was on here. Yeah, he was on here.
So he just said he can't see. He said he can't see or he can't see or hear anything. I'm like, I don't know. It had an X by his camera, like his camera was on.
Mm-hmm. Like he didn't have it on.
Yeah.
Speaker was crossed out too. I seen that.
Yep. Oh, okay. There we go.
So,
say something, Buster.
You keep losing him.
Yeah,
mad. Wow.
Hey, that Wi-Fi.
He got to get out that hot spot.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
So, like, more of the conversation. Yeah. These organizations got to start being able to acknowledge. I'm not the smartest guy, man, but I watch football, and there's so many teams that are just a piece away from great things, and some teams just act like that's just they don't want to do it. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to invite him a different way. But yeah, I don't know, man. The Colts, we'll see.
Hopefully Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, man, and they can get that
And
running
that's
game.
another thing
You
with
just gotta get
teams too,
somebody
because
outside.
this health plays a part. It's so much. So
yeah, it's a lot that goes into it for sure.
Let's get into some topics then, man. Let's see what we got on the menu today.
I only had like 2.
I know, right? Really?
Yeah, because that's all we needed today. Because I already know
Yeah.
that they gonna take long enough.
Yeah. Talk about these. Let's get these playoff matchups out the way real quick. For this wild card.
Two of the matchups are already skewed. So because
you said they're already skewed.
Yeah, 2 is out. So they're playing Skylar Thompson. I mean, that's not going to be good for them. And then they already said it's going to be a long shot for Lamar to be able to play. So again, you're throwing, Anthony Brown out there. You know what I mean, or something. So I mean, it's Bengals and Bills are in prime position to go ahead and move.
I'm just forward. Not there with it, man. Like Ravens defense is tough.
It's
and
tough.
I feel like y'all actually proactively do things to try to affect others, and it's like I think so. So, for example, I feel like we're more of a react defense, so we're gonna be on the defense. I feel like y'all defense be on the offense, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? The way that y'all call plays, the way that y'all blitz and disguise shit, and I feel like y'all defense is the aggressor in most situations, whereas 99% of the rest of the football, the offense is the aggressor, in the situation. And I feel like we're always the prey when we're playing defense. So that's a thing that's never gonna set well with me about a Ravens matchup. Is just defense.
And y'all have seen each other a lot, so
that's another thing. Though.
I don't see it being a
interdivision. Like they know stuff that most other teams don't know.
Pay attention to.
But the issue is this: the Ravens are gonna need. They haven't scored more than 12 points, I think, in a game. Or they just had 16 against your Bengals, and crazy. But that's the most points they've scored since Lamar's went out. So I'm gonna tell you right now. You know how tough it is for a defense to hold down an offense like the Bengals have. If they get going a little bit, little bit.
Missing 2 starters on the O-line too.
True.
O-line is already,
but our defense has to score. So here's the reality. We can get takeaways, but our offense can't move the ball. Greg Roman, I've been saying this for the last 2 years. He needs to go. He's just not
after this season.
He needs to. If not, I hate to say this, but Harbaugh needs to go. Then both of them. Then if you're not going to change the OC, then you got to get rid of both of them. Like you got to keep it moving. So, I mean,
I think the Ravens has tried it this way for quite a while, since Lamar has been there. And they have changed the offensive things to fit their style, and run and play tough defense, and you know what I mean, turnover driven things like that. Like it's just something missed. I think having a more dynamic pass game.
They need a receiver.
Wide receiver. This is what we're talking about, Vernon.
I mean, think about this, bro. They went out to sign Deshaun Jackson and Sammy Watkins and all these guys. Why are you doing? You obviously know the receiver is a need, but you refuse to address it. So you're trying to address it with washed up guys? Like what?
And again, like it.
I mean, at least go get Juju Smith-Schuster at absolute worst. Like
they tried. He wanted to go in Kansas
messing
City.
with it. Oh, okay.
But then
I can't blame him.
Yeah, because it's a pass heavy offense. So
I don't even think it's that. Literally, I'm telling you, Greg Roman he doesn't scheme to get guys. Okay, so his focus is all right. Let's get the run game going. But that's it. Because you think about it. You know how many games I've seen where Mark Andrews goes without a catch or two? Like, bro, what? How does that happen? Like, how does that happen?
Man, y'all just got the formula for it. So I don't know how I feel about the game. Obviously, I
think we're gonna play y'all tough.
I think the Bengals are gonna win. I'm gonna pick the Bengals, but with J.K. Dobbins coming back, if y'all could get that 4.5 yards per carry, that defense take advantage of our holes, or I don't even know if you can even call them holes, but our injuries on the line. Hey, I've seen way more bizarre things happening in.
For sure.
I've seen way crazier things happen than the Ravens beating the Bengals this weekend.
Yeah.
If I was to say that that's the wildest thing that's ever going to happen, no, absolutely not. So,
all right, we got Ike in here now. Sorry.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I had to get him in here as a guest now. I don't even know.
I don't even know, man.
Oh no. So, I will just send you a guest link every show. So I don't know what's going on with the other one or what's going on.
He don't either.
This
man.
is how we're gonna do it.
He don't even know, bro.
This is what we're gonna do now. We here. We happy you here. We are talking about the playoff matchups with Well, right now we're talking Ravens, Bengals. So
49ers by 100 though.
Yeah.
150.
But
yeah,
49ers put it on Seattle, boy.
Seattle too. They done seen each other a lot too.
Nah, Seattle just like Jordan Brooks, bro. They're done. They lost their middle linebacker, bro. That's it.
Every time you think a team is done, I'm not. Look, I don't care.
Not every time.
I have no dogs in these fights at all, but.
You got the Cowboys. What you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about like as far as the Niners.
You got a dog.
I'm talking about as far as the Niners and the
Cowboys.
You got the ASPCA dog, but you know
Cowboys might be home. Cowboys might be home this first round, but that's a whole nother discussion.
I've seen that score and I was
like, all right. Well, let's start at the top. Let's talk about Seattle, San Francisco. We think that's just gonna be a domination.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 49ers are gonna dominate that.
Okay, then whatever.
Yes, sir.
Ike. What about Los Angeles, Jacksonville? What y'all think about that? They saying that's probably gonna be the closest.
I think that's gonna be a close game.
I think the Chargers are going to win that.
It's less than 2 points. I think the spread is like 2.5.
They got absolutely embarrassed by the Jaguars early this season. So
they did. All these teams have played. They said that too. Like all these teams have played this year. So nobody's going to be. Yes, everybody in this in the wild card has played each other already.
I mean, with that being said, I'm with Jared. Chargers are going to come in actually remembering that ass whooping. And focus.
They got shellacked.
You got to.
Yeah.
But it's still a good game.
And that's before everybody thought Jacksonville was going to do anything.
Right.
That's before they went on that little 9-game run almost.
Yeah, they were garbage when they did that.
Yeah.
They were playing terrible when they beat the shit out of the Chargers. So
the
Chargers gotta come. They're gonna come with something better than.
I'm definitely excited to see that game.
They may, but my big issue with that is gonna be Travis Etienne has been having some success. And then I'll be honest. I didn't think Christian Kirk was all that. My man put up 1,108 touchdowns this year, so he surprised me. Evan Ingram's come out of nowhere and had some good games. Whatever it is, Jacksonville seems to have some things going, some good things going at the right time. And we see teams who kind of keep that going in the playoffs. So I don't like, if I had to pick, I actually may pick Jacksonville only because I feel like the Chargers are more inconsistent. And I don't know that I trust Staley yet.
Shit, I feel like the Chargers are a bigger threat, so I'm all for Jacksonville winning.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't bother me at all. But I do feel like
no, nobody from the AFC South can do anything. Jacksonville got to lose.
Wow. Okay,
that's how I feel.
Next game.
Right. That's how I feel.
Right.
If it ain't us,
alrighty then.
All right.
Miami, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Two is out.
Yeah, 2 is out. Yeah. It's a blowout.
Buffalo's got the ride that emotional, roller coaster. Not wanting to call it.
I just hope they don't.
They're on an emotional high, rather.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't. I just know sometimes Buffalo get ahead of themselves.
It don't matter. The Dolphins have been so bad without two. Skylar Thompson, bro. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially when you got the Bills returning 2 kickoffs in the game.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Right? Yeah, like.
Because that's more than likely where we go if we get past the Ravens. We go to you
go Buffalo.
Go to Buffalo, and
that's gonna be a good matchup though. That'll be a good matchup.
They're probably gonna.
What about New York, Minnesota?
Oh, Minnesota. Yeah.
The way Minnesota been playing.
You know why? Because have you seen how the Giants have been playing? They ain't no holes. No holes are opening up for Saquon. And you know how much they depend on the run game. Daniel Jones has actually been fine.
Is horrible though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You gotta remember, Wink is the Giants coordinator, right? He likes to blitz, which leaves those corners one-on-one.
Yeah, he does.
Justin Jefferson's gonna feast, bro. He's gonna feast if he does that.
Yeah, he's gonna eat. $150 in the bag at least for Justin Jefferson, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And we already talked about.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Minnesota on that.
I'm
But
gonna go
I
New
just
York.
have the least faith of the
Oh,
least.
I can't trust Minnesota.
Probably
There's
any
something
team
in here. Not gonna allow me to trust them.
They probably could have played any other team in NFC, and I would have picked against them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one team that I'm like, I just, it's a good story for them.
Yeah,
but I don't see it unless we see in that game Saquon and Daniel Jones and even Breida are going to have to kick in, and they're going to have to control the clock. They're going to have to run that ball. And now if they can do that, they got a chance. If they can't do that, nah.
Okay. We just talked about Baltimore, Cincinnati a lot.
Yeah, no need to talk about
Dallas, Tampa Bay. They
bad and
we
worse.
We just had to pull Tampa Bay, huh?
That shit doesn't even matter. I don't even know. Like,
Yeah.
I might not even watch that shit. Like,
it's like Dallas has been playing horrible, and then you got Tampa Bay, you got Tom Brady in the playoffs, which that's always.
I don't understand their offensive struggles. Like, what is it?
Why is it so bad? Yeah, like
Bruh,
why do you not move the ball?
You have pieces. Like, what the fuck?
O-line, their offensive line is,
and they do not run the ball.
No, they don't stick with the run.
They don't.
At all.
That's what I'm saying. They just don't.
Quick, real quick.
So they literally rush. People are running like 4-2-5s on them and stuff. They just sitting back.
That's crazy. And their defense is not garbage either. Like,
no,
they're finally healthy.
Carlton Davis damn near locked down Jamar Chase. Like,
but a lot of safeties.
They've
been having a lot of DB injuries.
Well, they got them all. I think they got pretty much the DBs back.
Throughout the year, they've been having.
I think you're right. I think if I'm mistaken, I think at one point, I think all their starters on that back end were pretty much.
Except for except for Logan Ryan, I think he's the only one. The whole season, but everybody to where they was playing Winfield in the slot.
Yeah.
Like that's how desperate they was. So I think I don't know, man. It just depends on what Dallas I get. Like what Dallas am I getting?
Well, is Parsons playing?
Gosh, that's another thing.
If Parsons
Parsons don't play, they don't have nobody who can get to the QB.
Is he not healthy?
He's been hurt. He's been hurt past 3 weeks.
2 games? 3?
Three. This will be week 3 if he don't play.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
Now that's hurt him, but that being terrible has hurt him.
Anybody know what the injury was off the top of the head?
I don't know what the injury was.
Let me see.
I completely missed that shit.
We could probably find it. I
apologize for that.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, my apologies.
Sean Ike is here, but he's frozen, so I don't.
I didn't even realize that. I thought he was that's just how he is. Like,
yeah, well, that is kind of how he is, but.
But now that you mentioned, he hasn't said anything, so.
Yeah.
He had a hand laceration.
Yeah.
Some kind of hand laceration, I guess.
Okay, well that makes it less funny.
Yeah.
Just saying that he hurt his hand. Yeah. And we're not going to get into the specifics of how he hurt his hand, but he hurt his. That was funny. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry, I'm childish.
I'm childish.
Nah, that was funny.
Yeah, man. I think that's the big thing, man. We don't want to talk about the national championship, of course.
Shit was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. Let's
just. God damn! Shout out Georgia, man. You. I mean, whenever you perform like that in a championship game, you gotta take your hat off, man.
They got a 27-year-old quarterback. He's been in the NFL for 4 years and came back to Georgia. Like
that's crazy.
I mean,
yeah, that's that. They were. I seen a chart they put up, and he's the same age as Lamar Jackson.
He is. Yep.
And he's a year younger than Joe Burrow, and I think 2 years younger than Patrick Mahomes. So that means a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But I can't wait.
I ain't knocking him though.
I ain't knocking him. No. I mean, it is what it is.
Knock him. Yeah. I mean, he's 25. Whatever. Hey, whatever it is, while you're there, whatever you won, that's all that matters. But
right, you won fair and square. So
yeah, you won. Yeah.
But question though,
I don't think.
Do we really think TCU belong there?
I mean,
yeah, based upon their wins, yes.
They beat the shit out. Well, they ain't beat the shit out of Michigan. They played well against.
You think they busted their load against Michigan and just had nothing left?
It could be. I mean, but they played a good game, and Michigan's a good football team.
But then they lost to Kansas State.
It's matchups, man. A lot of that comes with matchups too.
It is.
I'm just trying to, just kind of.
Georgia was a terrible matchup for them.
And then I think the way I think maybe the Georgia game against Ohio State affected how they played against TCU because TCU is built on big plays.
Yep.
And then I think maybe just the way that we were kind of, having some success down the field, passing the ball. They said, you know what, we're gonna rework some things. I mean, you could tell good coaching, man. Like we talked about Kirby Smart calling that timeout right before Ohio State was about to sneak that fourth down. Like, it's good coaching. It's just good coaching. Like, you can't refute it. Good coaching. You can tell they were well prepared. They was like, you know what, we're not gonna get beat downfield. I feel like R7 could hold down the running game. We don't need to do a whole lot of crazy blitzes, and we just gonna play a game. And they got busy. At one point, that game was 10-7, and they reeled off 46, 45 straight points in a championship game.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Like, I don't know, man. That's
That's probably the first championship game I literally turned off. Like right before halftime, I think when they went up 35-7, I went upstairs, started playing with my kids.
Yeah, it was 28. I think it was 28 for me. And
I
went upstairs and started getting my kids together for bed. I was like,
the game started early, so around that time, it was probably like a smidget before 9 or something, like 8:45-ish or something. I went upstairs, started playing with my kids. I was like, this ain't for me.
It's nothing to watch. I mean,
it wasn't anything. No. And I always used to say every championship game is going to eventually come back around, and that never came out. When they were down 10-0 and he scored that touchdown, I'm like, yes, we're gonna get to see a game.
And there was that.
That was it. that was it. I was hyped when they scored that touchdown. I was like, okay, at least we're gonna get a game.
After that,
I don't think I've ever seen anything that bad. So
no, I mean,
okay. So the field will be expanded next year. So
we'll see. To go for sure next year?
I believe so. I mean, it just sounds like everybody's for it. Oh wow. Okay. Hey. But yeah, so we'll see, man. I see Eternal. I think Ike's putting something in chat. I can't see it for some reason. The chat is not popping up on my side. If somebody could articulate.
Wow. So it's 2024 season.
Oh, okay.
12.
Maybe they vote on it this year.
No, it's already done.
It's already for 2024.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. So
is it, they moving? They said that's some good football. They say how many? Bro. They said 12 teams.
12 teams.
See, that's gonna be dope.
I'm excited.
I don't think so. I mean, there's not going into a college football season. There's never 12 teams that I think can win a championship.
That's facts. But I would rather see, if I'm gonna watch the bowl games anyway, like I do because I'm a football geek. If I'm gonna watch the bowl games anyway, at least I get more somewhat competitive, or at least guys actually trying. Because I mean, when you get to this, at least I can see the top guys from the top teams play. So I'm gonna be able to see at least the top guys for 12 teams go out on the field. So I mean, if nowadays it's like with going pro and people opting out and things like that, you don't even get to see. You only get to see
these kids you don't see unless you're a fan of them or you're in a certain area.
But here's the thing: that's true. All this does, in my opinion, and I'm not a big college football guy by any stretch of the imagination. Mm-hmm. All this does is it appeases people because now those TCUs and teams like that, they get in no question. They get in no question. And
because then you're gonna have people, man, I finished 13th. I should have been 12th.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that too.
But I'm saying I'll say this, you're gonna get those teams in, but then you also you have enough teams now where your 2-loss Alabama's still getting in. So at the end of the day, you're still gonna get the matchup you wanted at the end. Alabama's gonna get there, Georgia's gonna get there, Ohio State, whoever it is, you're still gonna get who you want. You're just allowing some other teams to get punched in the face before those matchups actually happen.
I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic about it. Hopefully it's allowing other teams to, because like you said, like
to have a shot, because you don't know in this matchup
how well you're playing.
Dude.
So like a Kansas State team, maybe they could have beat somebody, Yeah. I mean, they got hot at the right time, so
especially in college football. Like I'm
always be optimistic about it. I'm hoping that it ends up well, but I could definitely see what people would say. Oh no, I don't think it's gonna work. So I totally. What you're saying, Justin, is an absolute reality, but I'm just hoping the contrary.
I understand.
Because it could, and that anytime they could just go back. You said what?
Can you do that with 8 teams? Do you need 12 to do that?
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking 10 and two buys. Number 1 and number 2 get a buy and do that. I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking 10. With 12, I'm like, unless you still giving 2 buys and then you're gonna run.
I would have said 8, honestly. 6 or 8.
Yep.
You know,
I think 6 or 8 is
because
fine.
I think
there's
top
not,
10 is
like
not
Justin said
bad.
earlier, there's not 12 teams of any given season that are worthy of a chance at a national championship. Like that's fact. I'm just hoping maybe somebody gets like catches some steam at the end of the year, maybe can, some upsets or whatever. Also, eat up this fucking entire month of December. I'm sick of the last games being the first week of December and then the playoffs hitting to the first week of that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
they take like 2.5
weeks
weeks off.
They take shit the whole month off damn near.
It's
of course they're practicing, but
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, far as college football, like meaningful games, not like you said, the million bowls that nobody watches. Like,
terrible,
like
bro.
you said,
Terrible.
like,
yeah. And let me give you
championship week. Even if you really take that out, because now if you're doing that many teams, like, do we really care who's the Pac-10 champion or stuff like that? That don't matter. If you're in the playoffs, play through.
No,
but and I'm gonna give y'all the example. I'm just gonna.
You can win that based on record, like they do in the NFL. You can win the division based on record, and then if you're in the playoff, play through the playoffs.
I've absolutely said that they could get rid of the championship weeks, but you don't want to eliminate people's chance for accolades because these schools take conference championships seriously. Like Ohio State's very happy of their Big Ten championships. I couldn't give a fuck less, but
But I'm just saying,
there's so many teams and only one can win. So teams really,
hey, so okay,
they really
here
care about those conference championships.
AP.
So now make your record matter. So now your record matters more.
I mean,
so now you don't. So now you don't have a.
Years, if
so
you
now
lose
you don't.
one game, you're in a chance of not making.
I'm just saying though. But now you don't have a Michigan versus Purdue for a Big Ten championship, which we all know Purdue shouldn't have been there. Hey, whoever has the best record in
but
the
they were there.
No, I'm just saying, but whoever has the best record.
Nobody told Wisconsin to be trash.
You're the champion.
Nobody told Nebraska to be fucking trash. Like nobody told these teams.
Like
that's Wisconsin's side of the thing to own. Just how we've owned our side for as many years as we have. So it's just like
But what I'm saying,
that's
what I'm saying. Like I don't think it should come down to the game. This is the only. Like, I guess I don't want to say it's not a professional sport, but it's the only mainstream sport that does this. That it doesn't take the top 2 teams, or it doesn't go just based on record.
Let me ask you this.
To me, that's weird.
Real quick. So I just pulled up the AP. That's it. Just the AP top 25. I want you to tell me any of this that you would have been like, oh, this is great. You got Georgia at 1, TCU at 2, Michigan 3, Ohio State 4, Bama 5, Tennessee 6, Penn State 7, Washington 8, Tulane 9, Utah 10, Florida State 11, USC 12.
So actually, I'm going to take Jared's proposal and Vernon's proposal and mix them shits up. I actually like that. Like 6 teams, first 2 teams get a bye. So now you got 3, 6, 4, 5 playing to get to that next round. Because it's the 16. Like, who are we thinking about getting in once?
Well, you got to think about after. You got to think about after. You got to look at their record. No, hold on. Well, no, wait.
I was saying his whole last sentence got blanked out because
and he ain't been able to get in for the last 45. Let the man get some.
Like, let the man talk, bro.
As you were.
But I was just saying, like, the teams that they were thinking about, who was going to jump in? It was 5 and 6. Nobody was looking at 7, 8. None of them had a chance. Nobody even thought they were worthy of getting in. You were looking at, was it Alabama and was it Ohio State 5?
Alabama, Tennessee.
But nobody wanted Tennessee in there.
LSU, USC. What I was about to say was
LSU
you're
was
looking at their ranks right now after the bowl games. You got to look prior to the national championship game, but where they were ranked before then. Because
he's looking at prior.
Are you looking at it now or what it was before? Because before USC was top 10 and LSU was top 10. Like
I don't think so. I think I only say that because this would be prior because this has the teams that were in the playoffs right here 1, 2, 3, 4
knocked out. Right, USC is one of the ones that
got knocked out. Yeah.
The last game. I'm just saying, but it wasn't. It was. They got knocked out on the championship because they lost the championship game. That's what I'm saying. He has to look prior to the.
But they weren't top. That's one. If they would have won that game, they would have dang near probably made it in.
No, they were 4 going into that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
USC.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
they was because they lost the championship game. That's what got them kicked out and got TCU.
Yeah, they were 4 going into that game because
That's
remember
what they were
Ohio
debating
State was
about.
out. They were
Right. But
Exactly.
I'm okay. So, but this is what I'm saying. You're not doing away with the conference championships game.
That was my.
So they're going to lose that game like they did, and they're going to be out in the top 6.
No, I'm just talking about your rankings. I'm just saying if you'd have looked prior to the championship game, if we're doing away with the championship game and we're talking about that time, that's what I was saying. That's what Ike was saying about the proposal. He was saying
he's looking at before the
national championship, but before the playoff. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you look before then and looked at those teams who were on, that was top 10, who were like they said they quote unquote arguing to try to get in.
Ohio State and Alabama was 5 and 6.
Right, but that was also LSU. There was also USC and stuff like that too.
Nobody thought that they were worthy.
No.
I'm just saying.
I
if you're
wouldn't mind
looking at
seeing
those
USC
teams.
play somebody. I mean, because they can score. Anytime you can score on will, I mean, you got a chance of beating anybody really. But so I wouldn't mind seeing them. I don't think they would have got blown out. They probably would have got outscored. But I don't know. I mean
that makes
12 teams is overkill. They could have killed it at 6 or 8. But I think they're trying to eliminate people complaining about making it. You're never going to be able to do that. You can put
we're top 10. We're top 10 team.
101 first team is going to be like, I should have been 100. They should have been 101.
Then the team who's 17 is going to be like, we should have been in.
That's accurate. So I mean, I don't think that's ever going to be cured.
Eventually, it'll be a March Madness.
Hell no. Now I don't understand why they don't just do Division, 1 AA, how they do it. I mean, that would have been a start, and then you could have branched off of that and kind of tweaked that a little bit. But they literally act like that shit don't exist at all. They act like that shit don't exist at all.
More money.
I don't understand.
It's money.
It's just been working flawlessly forever. But they won't even acknowledge how Division 1 AA runs their playoff system. And they've been doing it for years. They got some home games in there too. Like, she's lit.
Money. Money.
They do whatever they want to get that bread.
That's what it is.
You could throw a sponsor on a game and make it, anywhere. Like the game could be played in my backyard.
The games are still gonna be sponsored, but I think with it being we can advertise the national championship playoff, and then we can have one company sponsor this game, and then this game, and then this game, and then know what I mean? Like we get
never gonna not be the issue.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying though, but if you advertise it as a playoff game versus the Fiesta Bowl, nigga, who cares? Like those names are all like we already say, those names are watered down and don't nobody want to watch this shit.
And they keep changing, bro. They just get ass and hustle too.
Exactly.
UC played.
If you say, this is the first round of the Coca-Cola Classic playoff, you know what I mean? Woo woo.
Like I don't even know where they're getting these names at from, bro.
Exactly. So,
Jared, your backyard though. You over there dancing in the mansion?
Say what now? Oh no! I actually have a really small backyard. I'm just talking shit.
He got a nice house though. His house is nice.
I mean, it's cool. Let's relax, Vernon. It's cool, man. Like, I'm Mr. Mike. Like, it's okay. I'm doing all right, but he
is. It's not very all right.
Stop.
I enjoy.
My backyard is like this big. Like, so I can't. You damn near can't even play volleyball back there, motherfucker.
No. But it
works for me though.
It's private. Like if you won't, like
that's what matters.
It's private. I put it like that. Like if you don't want to be bothered, you can go back there and not be bothered.
You might get a pass catching, pass catch little game going, but now you ain't doing nothing back there, bro.
You got 10 bathrooms. You can shit all day.
None of that. I heard you got a wing. Like it's like the
adult
wing.
None of that.
You're the south wing.
Wait a minute. If we being 100,
cut it out.
Being 100, Justin, why you trying to talk slick?
Because you look like you in the basement. House, I don't have no basement.
Nah, his house is bigger than both of ours, Jared. Probably put together.
Yeah. Oh, you got a house, bro?
Justin's stuff is.
See.
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
We ain't even talking about me. We
are now.
We was on Jared.
Nah, you
stay there.
Your house is bigger than me.
I'm Mr. Humble, man. I'm,
I don't even know what Vernon talking about.
Got room.
Good. I'm glad you know. But I've seen. I haven't been in Justin's house, but seeing that he has a huge basement,
I don't got.
And none of us have a basement. One of our houses could probably fit in this basement.
See,
and I've seen the outside. I've seen the plot. The plot is huge. I've been in the
I can't
driveway.
compete with that, man.
What
I
you
can't compete with it.
whole place.
Huh?
So what you see behind me, whole place. There's nothing.
Your apartment, like your apartment will fit in Justin's garage.
Damn. Hey, it's all good though. As long as he like it. Hey, that's what's important. Fuck it. Shit, it's too hard
I
out
went
here.
to Justin's house. I'm like, shoot, man, I'm living in the wrong area.
If I was on my own, I have a fucking studio. Fuck everybody. Man. Everybody kiss my ass. Like these prices and shit. Fuck that.
I'm with
you. Hot dogs every day, and I'm in the studio.
Hot dogs and ramen.
Man, holler at me. That's it. Kool-Aid.
Any closing remarks, guys?
Man, I do want to bring up something real quick, but I don't want just give me 6 seconds.
We're not gonna drag
this whole NIL thing, man. Like, so when I was, how I thought it was gonna work is that, say a kid gets a jersey, it's his jersey, maybe game worn, whatever, but it belongs to him. He wants to sign it and sell it to Isaac for $2,500. That's cool. That's what I thought the NIL was, or a local dealership can sponsor a guy or whatever, and he go on a couple commercials and he gets paid for it. What I didn't know is that schools are orchestrating these payments to these kids. I did not know that. I don't necessarily want that. Am I mad at it? No, because money. But I think that's I love college football so much, and it's changing it big time.
It is. It's polluting it badly.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I was all for, because I've seen guys get in trouble for
stupid
giving a jersey for a tattoo or that's stupid. If somebody wants to pay me $2,500 to come sign 100 autographs, I should be able to do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But what I didn't know was going to happen is that schools are facilitating, so they're basically sitting these kids down when they're recruiting them and getting them a package together. Like, okay, well, we got this much coming in, you can have this much money. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's why.
Go ahead.
Say about it earlier. That's why. All he was saying was, "Hey, we need more money so we can go buy these players."
It's crazy.
That's exactly crazy. In his way of saying "Oh, well, this is killing us." It's killing us because these other schools got boosters who are giving their schools more money so that they can go basically purchase these deals to get better players.
That's garbage. Am I mad at it? No, but damn, it sucks.
Yeah, eventually,
for the college football connoisseur.
Yeah,
eventually it's going to make it very heavy at the top.
Yeah, it's only going to work with certain schools. You go 4 schools basically, and it's the same 4 schools we've been seeing over the last couple of years, who are already making all the money even before this,
right?
But all the money and continue to get the better players, except for the ones that Prime actually steals because he's actually using his name, but he's also using NIL. He's using his name to get NIL to get better players over to Colorado. So it's the same.
Oh yeah, Deion.
Yeah, Deion. Yeah, which is why I think Colorado is going to have a very quick turnaround in terms of being as bad as they are to just being competitive. Because
I hope so.
I mean, they are. I mean,
he's
just
turning that into a reality TV show. Because I've watched stuff on YouTube, and it's kind of like I'm almost secondhand and embarrassed. Almost, I'm hoping that this works, because if it doesn't, he's set black people back. He's set black coaches back if this don't.
But I also look at it. Also look at it too. Like,
hey, shout out to Ed Reed.
Who did what?
Yeah, Ed Reed got him a head coaching job now.
Yeah, I saw that. Shout out Ed Reed.
Yeah. Shout out Ed Reed.
Shout out.
Bethune-Cookman?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that it's I kind of knew on the back end that ain't no way that it's gonna be this open pocketbook. I knew the schools was gonna do something. I knew it was gonna be a way that it worked.
It is open pocketbook.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying,
that's literally what it is, and I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
As far as them, I kind of like what you said, Jared. I thought that, hey, look, I can go out and get my own money,
right,
based on my popularity or my skill or my individual likeness, ability, all that.
I didn't know that money was going to be discussed before said individual.
Exactly. It's almost like a free agency. It's almost free agency.
That's where the NIL is screwing college football fans.
Well, not almost. It is. That's why you see so many kids now in the transfer portal.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man. They just said they can give me an extra meal over here. Yeah. I can go ahead and leave. I'm about. Let's go.
Yeah.
And on one hand, I'm not mad because a lot of these guys they're not going to make it pro anyway. So they got to get their money while they can. Right. But on the other hand, like you said, for the purists of college football, it's going to mess up the landscape of college football for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So
the real in me can't be mad about it, but damn, like it's one of those like I'm happy for you, but shit. Like it's gonna get different.
It was either that or you gonna have these kids out here doing what, like, first off, we gotta remember that they're college kids. They don't have no money anyway. Like, they're still going to. I mean, I'm just saying, like college. These colleges could have avoided this by just y'all making millions.
Just pay them.
Yeah, just pay. Just hey, look, we gonna give y'all a monthly stipend of.
It's crazy. I think they were getting that anyway. You know, if you talk to like real D1 athletes, they were getting way before the NIL. Like they were getting
you get a stipend.
Which
but like what is it though? Like
it's usually
enough to the way you out here selling memorabilia.
I think it's like a couple thousand maybe.
Well, it depends on the school, but it ain't that much per month. Like you probably getting about $2,000 a month.
That's what. That's what I was referring to.
To be the number one QB in the nation.
Now this was actually a MAC athlete, so I mean I don't even know what your Big Ten, your SEC guys are getting, but I have a close relationship with he played in the MAC at Ball State for 4 years, so I just know what he's told me. I mean, and they get luxuries and stuff like he told me like you could get all the wristbands and all the accessories, and you pretty much can eat whatever. I mean, so there is stuff built in, but he did say something about I think it was like $2,000 a month or something like that, which is cool. I mean, shit, and this was years ago. Like this was
big money.
So
but when you got 100 kids on the roster,
they got it.
Adds up.
Yeah, they got it though. That's
I'm not saying they don't got it, but I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that kids are getting suspended and stuff, and it was like because I want to sign the shoe and give it to a little kid in the crowd or something like that.
You took Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy as if him taking money or his family taking money affected his play. like that's stupid.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I couldn't hear you.
You can only hear Ike if nobody's
talking. Yeah, go ahead,
bro.
Yeah, my bad. Do you think the NFL could at least assist with this? And I say that because, granted, these other programs are not as big revenue-wise, but you don't have that problem with basketball. But those kids have the option to go to the developmental league and don't have to go, or they can go one year to the league. Baseball, you can go to the league from high school. So, again, issue.
I think they should. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
I didn't know something they can do. I was just saying, do you think there's something that they can do to help?
I do.
I think you use these other leagues that are forming. You partner with them. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to work out all the kinks, all the little bully BS, whatever. But then you work with these other leagues. The XFL and what is the other one? It's two more other ones. And you even the Canadian League. Work out a deal with them to where, like, if kids do not want to go to college and deal with all that other bull crap, give them another platform, put them on ESPN 2 or Deporte, whatever. Give them a little time. You know what I mean?
They could do that. NFL owners are greedy, though, so I don't think that they are too greedy on it.
But if you're investing in, like we talk about developing, we talk about, you know what I mean? Hey, you trying to find a future QB. You trying to, it's so much to go into building the team. That's what we was talking about when we first started the show. Now, if you have a funnel or you have a team to where you can pull in certain guys that you may have been skeptical about. Hey, look, let's put them in the atmosphere. Let's see what kind of character they are. Let's see all these random things that you really can't.
So are you saying a league for guys after they do their college bids? Because if you're saying that they should,
I'm saying an alternative.
But then they're looking at what you're saying that they would get from the guys in this league after high school. They're getting from watching the guys in college. So I don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
When I'm
like,
saying,
can you think of a XFL of college kids? Like,
nah.
Would that really work?
Does the NFL start their own developmental league?
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. But like, I think it's
not going to surpass college football.
Yeah, I'm thinking we were mentioning like.
But that's what I was saying. That if you already have these other random football leagues forming, like use that. Like,
So you
give
want to
guys
see a
another
league?
choice.
You want to
Because
see
in
a league
basketball,
with
you got choices. You can
right.
choose to go to college or not go to college.
I think it's a safety issue with football, though. But what you're saying is you want to see an alternative college league with 18 and 19-year-olds eligible for this league as opposed to college.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying opposing college league, just something else. Like you
So
said, a
anybody can
developmental
join
league.
this. Okay, I mean, I'm rolling with that, but like I said, the owners are too greedy. They're not.
And here's my
because then the league owns it.
Well, here's the thing. My only
Go
thing
ahead.
with that is this, and my bad. Only thing with this is like for me was then they need to just be able to go from high school, and they're not going to allow that to happen because if you're letting older guys play in the XFL with them anyway, there's no difference.
Yep.
So you're not really getting away from it. So for me, it's either I don't think high school kids are ready for the NFL, so I'm not saying that. But I will say this: I think 3 years is too long. I do think it should be after 2.
Yep.
I agree with that as well.
I agree with you.
But you can still set, if like what Ike said, if the league owns it, you can still put those boundaries in place. You can say, hey, look, you're not eligible to the draft till you're 20, or you got to play 2 years, or you can still make them. I mean, in any league, you can make them sit behind. I mean, you can do the same thing as college, but you can give more opportunities and give more people a chance to see more people.
So what? Okay, let me ask you this: what would be the incentive of going there versus going to college, especially with the NIL?
Because everybody can't go to college.
But
everybody who wants to go can't go, and
everybody
if there's not going to play.
I was going to say too many of them can for that to be.
But who's getting? I'm just saying, like, who's getting seen though? Like, if you're not that guy, you're not getting seen.
Bro, Shaquille Leonard. I gotta get used to not calling him Darius Leonard. I'm trying.
Darius to me.
Shaq Leonard went to South Carolina State. If you are good, you're gonna get found.
Okay.
They're gonna find you because they have people that have full-time jobs that support their families that find talent. Unfortunately, as we talked about before, I'm not seeing what other teams are seeing or not seeing, but there are guys that's finding that talent. So I've never been big on the if you're good, you're not gonna. I mean, if you're good enough, you'll be seen.
Yeah, I mean, the pay somewhat comparable. You're not gonna get the super top tier. They're gonna go to college because they're gonna get the NIL money,
right?
But give them another option that is owned by the league. So now the league is like at least developing them and then putting money in their pockets in almost the same way.
Absolutely. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's just something I was thinking about.
Because I was gonna say, look, first off, his mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. All right, I want y'all to know that. Secondly, when it come down to it, I don't know. I guess I don't know that you can't say you can't be seen because when you start talking about a Trey Lance or Carson Wentz, I never even heard of the guys until the draft process. So you're gonna get seen if you're good enough. Somebody's gonna hear about. Like I got a message today from some kid he might be from like North Dakota, some basketball player. But supposedly, I guess one of his videos went. I'm gonna try to find and put it in chat for y'all. Like I guess it's going viral, but I'm like, no one's ever heard of him. But in this day and age, because of social media and everything else, if you have talent, you're gonna get seen. So
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you not get seen. I'm just saying like by the masses, or I'm just saying give choices. Like if you want to, the only way to combat NIL deals is to give choices. And right now, you don't really have a choice.
But that's not going to combat the NIL.
That's but because NIL is damn near professionals now.
It is. Everybody's not going to get a deal.
Fucking Benzes and shit now. So I mean, it's sweet. It's up. Like I mean, you can pretty much live wherever.
Everybody on the roster is not getting that. Everybody's not getting this.
Everybody's not.
The same package.
They don't have that same.
Everybody's not going to be balling. Everybody's not that.
Yeah.
So
right. But so what would be the appeal of having 3rd and 4th stringers in the G League? Like nobody's gonna watch that anyway.
Yeah. So
you're talking about a problem that is just gonna be a problem no matter what.
Right.
Your talent guys are gonna make their money in the NIL, and the guys who are not, guess what? They're probably not good enough to get it. They're not name enough to get it, and that's just what it is. But I mean, I think you're gonna get seen no matter what, whether it's football, it does. I mean, I never heard of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum like that, but guess what? They got to the league. It does it's just too much access down to people all over. Like you're gonna get seen if you're good enough.
Right. And I'm all for a developmental league, like a supplemental league to the NFL. I think it'll be good because I also see a lot of teams that I'm looking at, I'm watching them. I'm like, man, there's got to be somebody out here working at Kroger's overnight stock that can do a better job than this motherfucker right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm all for seeing that, explore it. But I for the situation we're talking about, meaning kids coming out of high school and choosing that as over college, that's not going to work. I would love to say that it would, but it wouldn't. That's just my opinion on that. But
there's guys who I think maybe a Maurice Claret could have benefited from that. Or you remember Noel Devine used to be the running back at I think West Virginia for a couple years.
Oh yeah, I do remember him. He played with Pat White.
Yeah, he was nice. Like you have a couple guys where I'd be like, maybe they could. That would have been good for them to kind of transition. But it's like that's so few and far between. It's like
because for example, Marvin Harrison Jr. could he come out and play somewhere and produce next year?
100%.
But
he would be he's NFL ready. He's NFL ready.
It's not many that is, but I feel like maybe they should have some kind of arbitration set up where a kid can put their name in, and then like there's a group of board members
I think you have to put something in play because here's the kicker. Now he's going back to college and he's going to take hits for another year, and he's not going to get paid what he should be getting paid in the NFL.
Right. I feel like that affects Ohio State Buckeyes more than anybody. Like, because I feel like our guys that last year they just be tiptoeing through the damn Z. Whereas Georgia guys, Alabama guys, some of the guys from the Pac-12, they still play. Our guy, I bet you Marvin Harrison has probably a weak season next year. Like, I hate to say it, but our guys that last year,
5 games, bro.
They tiptoed through that season. I swear I see it with my own eyes talking to my buddies all the time. Bradley Roby. I don't know if y'all heard of him.
Yep.
His second year at Ohio. So this is how it usually goes. They redshirt the first year, All-American the second year, and then gets cooked the third year, and then they go to pro. Sean Wade. All these, it's the same situation all the time. And I feel like certain schools get guys that play all the way through. I feel like ours just, they just be tiptoeing. I feel like CJ Stroud was shitty that we made the playoffs. He was like, God damn it.
Because the longer these kids play, the longer you keep them in college, like you said, you risk a future. And NFL careers is not long for nobody now.
I would take a step down in talent for this over, talent, but money is the only thing that mattered. Give me a slight step down, because we got 2 guys competing for quarterback next year. Nobody probably really knows, but it actually might be good for us. Like we need this. This is Ohio State problem. There's not a lot of mental toughness in that organization right now, and I feel like you need that. Georgia has that mental toughness.
All right. Any other closing statements?
I'm sorry, I just extended that show about 20 minutes, but
that's what you told me you want me to do.
I always say that, and then I get to talking.
Yeah, it'd be you, and I try not to call you out, but it'd be you dragging it on.
It do. Facts.
I only had one thing to say real quick, and that was shout out to Tank Davis with another win this weekend against Hector Garcia. Good fight, man. And if you didn't watch it, man, you missed a good one because
I missed it.
I ain't never seen a guy hit somebody and he loses sight. My man lost vision in his right eye. That's why they stopped the fight. Like he said, and then in the interview, he said, I still had a headache. What'd you say, Ike?
He was like, yo, I can't see. He's in the corner. Like, no, I can't see.
I can't see. He said, what was it he said? Like when he first walked over at the end of the round, he was like, where am I at? Or something crazy, like to his guy. He's like, what was going on? Like he got rocked. He got rocked. So it was a good fight, man. And then disappointingly enough, my man Boots Enos, he got another dub, but it was a terrible fight because the dude was running the whole fight. So it just wasn't very entertaining at all. But the good thing about it is supposedly, potentially, now Spence could vacate a belt or whatever, but if Spence and Crawford don't get something set in stone, Enos could be the mandatory next for a title shot.
I watched that fight. It was only 2 fights I watched. Actually.
I watched them. I think it was all of them because there's only 4 of them on there. I think I watched them all. The fight before that, dude named Ellis, who actually was talking cash to Boots Enos because he was undefeated too. Now I will say this. He got robbed. I know people going to say whatever, but I don't know his first name. He lost to a Mexican fighter. And Dude, probably for the first 10 rounds, dominated. Like first 9 rounds, he dominating, outpointing like crazy. I think it was the 11th round. My man caught him slipping twice, put him down. But he got up. So my thing was this. Out of those first 10 rounds, dude won them all 10-9. No question, in my opinion. My man, let's say he won the last two 10-8, 10-7. That doesn't make up for the previous 10 rounds that he lost. And they gave the other dude a decision. And I thought that was, to me, I think that was boxing failing that guy at the end of the day. But that's why you never, in boxing especially, you never leave it up to the judges.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, man. I think that's it. I think everybody said what they had to say. Last but least, real quick, I just gotta just show our records real quick because I
Are you doing the picks for the playoffs?
We can do it real quick. Let me put the
it's on like 5 games, I think.
Yeah, so. That's what I'm saying. I think we kind of already picked. We were talking about them as we was going through, so I think we kind of already.
But Ike wasn't on. That's why I said.
Right. All right. So Ike, I guess too. We just go. Let's just go with your picks. Who you?
Say the games again, Vern.
Yeah, I'm about to put them up here.
Okay. Yeah, we can all just run through them.
Yeah. So Seattle, San Francisco, we know who you got. Jacksonville, Chargers. All right. Miami, Buffalo.
Yes.
Giants, Vikings.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Close one, closer than people think.
Yep.
Dallas, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The stumper.
I don't know why. I want to go Bucks.
Give me Dallas.
I'm going with Bucks.
I just feel like Dallas they do this every year.
I gotta stick with Dallas. I don't have no choice.
Just give me Dallas, whatever.
Yeah.
I have no words for that game. Yeah. Like none.
Was that it? No, that's not it, is it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
For the wild card?
Games. That was all 6. Well, no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 games.
Yeah,
that's it. And then you just got the teams with the buys, the Eagles and the Chiefs. That's it.
Yep.
Dang.
That's how
playoffs is serious, man, boy.
Man.
You know.
I'm about. Everybody put their. I'm about to put.
Oh yeah, let me do
everybody
mine.
put it in. Yeah, just put it in chat just so we can know. This is up. The records is updated too. So I'm 61-37. Ike 64-37. Justin 60-40. And Jared, you're 62. No, that's not right. I didn't add your losses in, Jared. Your wins are white at 62, but I gotta add. I think you're 62-32. I think I forgot to add.
That's not bad, boy.
You know what
I'm saying? That's damn near 66%. I'm fucking with that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm locked in.
Oh shoot! I almost put Ravens. Whew, I'm tripping.
No, go ahead and put
I'm
that
doing
in there,
like that, bro.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like,
like just left that out. Like, oh my god, I almost put Ravens.
He said,
"What am I on?" Like,
hey, like, what am I thinking? Like,
right, like it can't happen. Yeah.
Corny as hell.
Well, we all said it, so I'm trying to stick to what I said.
This nigga said, "Woo, shit! I almost. Oh my god!"
I just said like y'all. So,
nah,
and then I ended up texting it to Ike, of all people. I didn't even put it in the right chat. Look at me messing with y'all.
He gonna block you.
He probably already has. All right, man. I think that's it then.
Yes, sir.
I think that's it, man. Again, appreciate y'all, man. This has been another episode of the Epic Podcast.